Alright guys, welcome to this page of the notes. Again, what we're going to do is continue with that first objective or learning target where we are evaluating a polynomial. What we did on the previous page was we looked at evaluating a polynomial for numerical values, right? We wound up with answers that are numbers. What we're going to do here on this page is we're going to look at some slightly more complicated ones where instead of evaluating for a number, you'll be evaluating for an algebraic expression. Please notice that I want you to insert a domain value of a plus 3. Well, that's okay. We certainly can deal with that. Everywhere I have a variable, I'll simply plug in an a plus 3. What that means is instead of getting a number answer, my answer is going to be another polynomial, but now that polynomial is going to have a variable of a in it rather than what I started with x's. Okay guys, it's not really difficult. It's actually a lot of Algebra 1 stuff. It's just really, sometimes these problems can be very, very long, really kind of involved when you get into the middle of it. So what you want to do is go slow, take your time, and watch your signs. In these problems, maybe more than any others, it is very, very easy to make simple mistakes, right? Combine like terms incorrectly, or add instead of multiply, or lose a sign, right? Very, very common mistakes. So just go slow, take your time, be careful, but there really isn't anything here that's tricky. It just kind of take a while. So this is nowhere near enough space actually to do this problem. So I've just rewritten all these problems on the next couple of pages. So I'm going to run through these with you. So here we go. Here's the first one. I want you to evaluate this polynomial at a plus 3. So here we go. I'm going to plug in an a plus 3 everywhere I have an x. So this is going to be equal to 4 times a plus 3 cubed minus 3 times a plus 3, that's squared, plus a plus 3 and minus 1. Okay, yeah guys, it's as ugly as it looks. What you're going to have to do is cube a plus 3, but be careful. Right, this is not one of your properties of polynomials. You can't just simply cube the a and cube the 3. It doesn't work that way. That's only if these were multiplied, right? If you had a times 3 or 3a, then you'd cube everybody inside the parentheses. But you got a plus sign in there, which means you have the quantity a plus 3 cubed. Yeah, you're going to have to FOIL these guys out. It's kind of like a distributed property nightmare. But it's algebra, and it's something that you are going to be asked to do, so we're going to go ahead and do it. Here's what you're going to wind up with. You're going to wind up with 4, and then that's going to be multiplied by a plus 3 times a plus 3 times a plus 3. Why 3 of them? Well, because it is cubed. And then I got this one, a plus 3 squared, so I'm going to have distributive property again, minus 3 times the a plus 3 times a plus 3. Now, guys, the reason that I'm using brackets is to help me remember that after I've multiplied all these guys together using the distributive property, multiplied all these guys together using FOIL, I then will need to distribute the 4 through all of that, and the negative 3 through all of that. This stuff back here, I'll just take care of that. I have a plus a and a plus 3 minus 1, which would be a plus 2. So plus a plus 2. Okay, guys, here we go. We're going to have to multiply all of this stuff out. Again, you do them 2 at a time, right? So I'll FOIL the first 2, get my result, and then distribute the a plus 3 into that. I've already done all of this. So just to save a little bit of time, it is a fairly lengthy process. Please make sure that you get what I get, but I'll have my a plus 3, the one that I didn't multiply through yet. That first one, I'm FOILing these 2 first, and the result of that FOILing should be an a squared plus 6a plus 9. Okay, and then I FOIL these guys together and get that exact same result. A squared plus 6a plus 9 plus a plus 2. Okay, now again, I know it's long, it's tedious, but guys, it's Algebra 2, and again, you're going to be asked to do it, so just suck it up and do it. I got to now multiply this guy together using the distributive property. So a gets multiplied by everybody, then the 3 gets multiplied by everybody. Anyway, I already did all that. And hopefully what you wind up with is this. You should wind up with a cubed, 9a squared, plus 27a, plus, right, yeah, plus 27. Okay, awesome. Okay, now that I've done that, again, remember I put these brackets in here to help me remember that I then need to distribute the 4 through all of this, and I need to distribute the -3 through all of that. Actually, believe it or not, guys, you're through the hard part. You're almost there. Let me slide this up a little bit so I got myself some space so you can see. And we go ahead and distribute the 4 through all of that stuff, and what we wind up with is a 4a cubed, plus 36a squared. 4 times 27 is going to be 108, so plus 108a plus 108. And then I'm going to have distribute my -3, so -3a squared minus 18a plus 27. (3a squared minus 18a). Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. That would have been bad. Good thing I checked. Negative 27. It's a -3 that I'm distributing. And then I still got my plus a and my plus 2. Plus a, plus 2. All right, guys, what you do is you run through this guy, combine like terms. Again, because there are so many, make sure you cross them off once you've used them. And f of a plus 3 is going to be the following result: 4a cubed plus 32a squared plus 91a plus 83. Okay, again, I know there's a lot of algebra there, guys, but it's actually algebra that's not that difficult. Yeah, it's foiling, but foiling's foiling. The distributive property, sure. And then it's a lot of combining like terms and simplifying. So nothing really, really complicated. It just makes the problems kind of tricky when you have to put all of that stuff together. So anyway, there you go. Let's go ahead and try another one. All right, what I've got for you is the next problem in your notes. Should be the next problem in your notes. Here is your polynomial. And then I'm asking you to do some stuff here. Now, this first little bit right here, okay, I'm okay with that. You just want me to plug a 3c minus 4 into my polynomial. But what about this guy right here? Well, here's what I'm asking you to do, right? I want you to evaluate the polynomial f, here it is, at the domain value of c. So, instead of an x, you're going to plug in a c everywhere you have an x, right? Plug in that domain value, no problem. But what about this 5 out front? Well, what I'm asking you to do is to multiply this polynomial by a 5, right? So what we'll do is we'll just split this up into 2 parts, right? Since I have a minus sign here, I'm allowed to split this guy up. I'll solve both parts separately and then put them back together at the end. Here's the way it's going to work. I'm going to do this part right here. We'll make that green. This part right here, we'll do that in red. Here's my green part. F of 3c minus 4 is going to be equal to, I'm going to have a 3c minus 4 squared plus 2 times 3c minus 4 minus 3. Okay, no big deal. Again, this is a binomial and it's squared, so you're going to have to FOIL. So we go ahead and FOIL that guy out, and what you wind up with is a 9c squared. And then I wind up with minus 24c plus 6c Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I apologize. I was one line too far down. My bad. I'm sorry. Let me go back. Here we go. It's going to be 9c squared minus 12c minus 12c plus 16. Okay, that is the result of foiling, right? 3c times 3c, 9c squared. 3c times a negative 4, minus 12c. 3c times a negative 4, right? So that's what I get from foiling. Then I need to distribute the 2 through the parentheses, so I wind up with plus 6c minus 8 minus 3. There we go. Now I'm ready for that next line, which is going to be the 9c squared. We start to combine like terms. Minus 24c plus 6c, and then I got my plus 5, and then we knock it out by finishing up combining like terms, minus 18c and plus 5. Okay, so there you go, guys, what you get from that first part, evaluating the polynomial at 3c minus 4. There it is. That's that green part. Now, we got to do the part that is in red. So here we go. What they're going to want you to do is they want you to do a, let's see, let's do, no, you know what? Hold up. Let's not do that. Let's leave, I'm sorry. I'm going to redraw my box. Let's leave that minus sign out of it. I'm just going to do this little bit right here. Sorry, I apologize about that. Leave that negative sign out. I'm just going to do the 5 multiplied by the polynomial. So here we go. I'm now going to do 5 times f of c. No big deal. Here's what I'm going to do to sort of help me get this straight. I'm going to put a box, brackets, around that f of c. So let's go ahead and slide this guy up after I have written it. So what I'm going to have is I'm going to have a 5 multiplied by, and then I got to plug in my domain value of c. So everywhere I have an x, I plug in a c. So that's going to be a c squared plus 2c minus 3. Okay, so there you go. What you've got then is they're asking you to first evaluate the polynomial at the domain value of c, so I just plug a c in everywhere I had an x. Then they want you to multiply that polynomial by 5, which is just as simple as distributing the 5 through the parentheses. So what I wind up with is 5c squared plus 10c minus 15. 5c squared, 5c squared plus 10c minus 15. Awesome. Okay, now what they ask you to do then in the problem is, remember, it was this. They wanted f of 3c minus 4 minus 5 f of c, right? This was the problem you were originally given. And we went ahead and we split it up and said, all right, well, let's do this part in green. Let's do this part in red. So now all you need to do is just go back and plug in those pieces. Here's my green piece, 9c squared minus 18c plus 5. That's all going to be minus. Don't forget parentheses because you'll need to distribute the minus sign. If this were a plus sign, you don't have to worry about the parentheses because you don't have to distribute a plus sign. But because it's a minus sign, because I'm subtracting, don't forget your parentheses. You're going to have to distribute that minus sign. And the result in red was 5c squared plus 10c minus 15. Awesome. I distribute the minus sign. I don't need to worry about the colors anymore because I've already plugged everything in. So here we go. I've got 9c squared minus 18c plus 5 minus 5c squared minus 10c plus 15. Combine like terms and you wind up with 4c squared minus 28c plus 20. And again, my result is not a numerical value. It is actually another polynomial, but what I've done is I've changed my variables now to c's instead of them having been originally the x's. There are two more problems on this same page, so head on over, give those a shot, and then come on back, check your answers with me, and I'll see you there.